Do baby, it's your partners. We up in this thing, y'all. Y'all see us, man. Cliff, say what's up to people, man. Say what's up to everybody, man. What's going
Hey,
down,
what's
baby?
up, everybody, man? We back for another Real Estate Friday, man. Welcome to some more info.
All right, y'all, man. You know what we do, baby? Let's get into this, man. Let's go. What's good, baby? It's your boy Dale. I'm back in the saddle again. Our motto is to buy, build. We already bought it already. So we already own it. Green clear. Refi the long-term debt, cash flow. That is the motto. Cliff, man, is that a pretty strong motto, man? What do you think?
Man, the model is strong. Like, you're getting each piece of the invest, right?
What's up, y'all? It's your partners, man. We up in this thing, man. What it do, baby? What it do, man? Hope y'all had a good week, man. Hope it's going well for everybody, man. Cliff, how you doing, baby? You doing all right?
Man, doing good. Had a good week, man. I'm starting to make some moves, moving to a new market. So everything's moving along, man. How you doing, man?
Man, doing fine, baby. We had a closing today, baby. You know, we like getting them bags. So
Oh,
we had
man.
a bag today, baby. A bag today, man. You know, we still closing real estate, man. We doing our dang thing, baby. What about you, baby? You had any closings coming up at all?
Now, man, I'm working on getting a team out of state. Talked to him today. Talked to him. He's an inspector, a realtor. Okay, I told you I got a little baby. Hold on.
Hey, we doing this thing straight live, baby. We got Clifford, man, with baby girl, man. This first child, baby. Go, talk about. So if she begin crying, man, don't shut him down. He being a daddy. It's all good, baby. We will hold you along, baby. But man, again, got that bag today, baby, which is pretty cool, man. We've set them some internal processes too. Looking at hiring some people to actually work with me. I'm actually looking for a personal assistant, man. How about with my scheduling, as well as we're hiring a new videographer, editor as well, man. So we got a lot going on in 316 Capital, guys. So we're working a lot, man. But man, let's get right into it, man. Hey, baby girl, how you doing, baby girl? Good to see you, baby girl. There she go.
Hey, say hey to people.
Say hey. Say hey. Look at her. Look at her.
Yeah, she getting big.
It just got a lot better because she showed up. That's all it is. It got a lot better. All right, y'all. We gonna keep it short and sweet today, because when baby girl get to crying, you know we got to go. We got to go. We got to go. She running that thing right now. But anyways, guys, we're gonna talk about something very short and concise, but to the point. And today is gonna be how to invest in real estate remotely. Okay, remotely meaning not in the city that you live in. I gotta be real basic. That's all that means, Cliff, man. Hey, Cliff, man, tell him, man. In the past, how have you began to look at other markets and begin to investigate those markets to make the decision to invest in?
The first thing you want to do is make sure that the market you're going into is going to be worth your time and your money, right? So you don't want to go into an area where you might spend a lot. Like, for example, crazy one would be Los Angeles. If you live in someplace else, that's a crazy market to try to get into. You know, that's just a crazy example. I know I got family up in Seattle. I'm not looking to get in Seattle either. So just understand that you know, wherever you can find a base that you see a market that has an uptrend, strong market, have some strong rentals or a lot of opportunities. You know, so you want to be real smart, real methodical from where you're trying to find your next market. So I know me and Dale, we've talked about going into even into the Midwest. It's a lot of opportunities out there. Some smaller towns that are growing a little bit, a lot of opportunity.
Yeah. The one thing I would say, what Cliff is saying is spot on. When you want to invest remotely, guys, remember, business is a team sport. You can't go on there blind by yourself because you're not there. You don't know the market. So who do you need on your team initially? Well, you may need a realtor on your squad that can give you the lay of the land. Know what your exit strategy is. What do you want to do once you get there? Okay, because you don't want to overbuy something. You know what I'm saying? Now, one of the questions that we got, Cliff, man, real fast, is that this is on Instagram, guys. We on a whole bunch of platforms.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get a whole bunch of questions here, guys, which is pretty cool. Is one of the questions that we actually have is this here: is how do you find the next market? Well, What I would say is this here is, and Cliff, you can chime in if you like.
Mm.
What I would say is to find the next market, look at where you can begin to solve problems. In other
Mm.
words, for me, I look at first and foremost price point for me, price point.
Mm.
And the price point for me, guys, is very simple. Is I want to stay between, as far as acquisition, 350 to and below, maybe even $400,000, because I'm preparing for that correction. That's kind of the Chris Kahn model, which I think is a pretty brilliant model. I would look at the price point, and once you have that price point, then you know what areas you need to go into. For instance, you're not going to buy a $300,000 house in California. Going to happen, and certainly not in New York. Specific, but again, depending on the area, but not New York City. That's not going to happen. So really understand where you want to buy as far as the price point. You agree, Cliff?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm even going a little bit lower than that. Because but when you get into new construction, all that, that's a good price point to be in if you're in that around that 400,000, just because of where everything is with the material costs.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm actually getting a ground floor. I'm going back to when I originally started buying houses. Man, I was buying them for like $60,000,
Yeah.
70, 80,000, something like that. So I'm actually going back to markets where I can start buying like that, because what you're seeing right now is the rents are strong. So there's many markets right now where you can buy houses for 60,000 that rent 1,200 all day. And so I'm looking in markets like that have an uptrend to them. A good one I throw one out there is like a St. Louis, right? Some uh the suburbs out there, right, a little outside of downtown, they are growing, and you can pick up properties for 40, 50, 60,000, and they're renting 1,200 all day long, especially with Section 8. So I'm looking at those opportunities where I can maximize my dollar and stretch it further right now. Also looking into doing new builds. If we can figure that out, I'm still new into that game, so I'm still figuring that one out.
Yeah, we love the new build model because of the fact that you get to control out of the cost to a point, because you kind
Right.
of can still fall into the crevice of cost of goods going up. Everybody is feeling that, whether you're a big builder like a Lennar or Grand Homes, or you're a small shop. They're feeling it. They're more feeling it though if you're building a stick model home, because there's a lot of lumber involved in that one versus a modular home. I am next week we're going to share a video of us actually walking through a modular plant, guys. That thing there was so cool to see, because Cliff, I think they said they built a house in what, 7 days?
Right.
Was it
Yep.
7 days?
It was like 7 to 10, something crazy. The whole home, man. It's a assembly line. Same as they putting together a car, they putting together a house, and they shipping them out. I've been looking into the modular game for years, and really trying to figure that thing out. And you've seen it. Once you kind of get it down, and that's why I was looking into the new builds too, because in the markets around where the modular is a good opportunity, man, building small build to rent communities, where you can do off a main road, they'll have a big plot of land, and you can actually possibly build a street and then have one street with a cul-de-sac at the end, and you could build houses the whole way around on one street. And it's easy to get a city to approve. So a lot of opportunities in that game.
It is a lot of opportunities, guys, in that game. And also, this nation is going to a debtor nation. A renter's nation. Because I said that because of the fact that, not to be mean, there's going to be a lot of individuals losing their homes because they can't afford them anymore. So what are they going to graduate over to? Well, apartment complexes or homes. There's only so many apartment complexes throughout the nation. So what's the next thing? Homes. Some people don't want to go live in an apartment complex. I know a lot of people don't like to hear someone stomping on their roof, on their ceiling, because they're on the ground floor. But so, with that being stated, they're going to want to have their own home. Well, why not be a problem solver and offer that type of housing for them? And they'll sign a 1 or 2 year lease for it. Now you have a 24-month lease in place, which takes care of your debt service, and you even put some escalators in there in case there's an uptick in rental rates. That's good as well, also. So just become a problem solver. Now we got a question, Cliff. How much money do they give first-time home buyers with 600 is credit? That's a different pivot there. Typically, what they do is if you're a first home buyer, you can probably get a down payment of 3.5% plus closing costs, a FHA loan. I would reach out to a local mortgage broker or loan originator that's near you. Let them see your profile, go through that whole process, and they'll let you know exactly what you actually need to move forward with that. You agree, Cliff?
Yeah, I mean, FHA is always good. I've heard of a new program that's going with FHA where Dale was right, 3.5% down, which that's very little down. But apparently Biden has some program that I've heard of where they're giving as much as $20,000 down payment assistance.
Yeah,
that's going on. To that too much, but that's also an option that I've heard about before, where they're providing that as well.
That is correct, guys. Guys, I'm a big proponent of if they're gonna give you the money, go get it. Go get it. go get the money. If you can make the money, stock market will make your money. Just be a wise steward when it comes to where you place your money at and what's backing your money. In case there's a bad monetary policy that's actually done, or there's a downtick in the economy where it begins to affect your principal. That's all men can talk about. But going back to the remote investing, what else can you do as well? Assemble a power team, a realtor, a general contractor, subcontractors, appraisers, surveyors, title companies. If you're going to go remotely, begin to build a power team to where you can know that I can bring this deal to my team and then give me the lay of the land, what strategy I should be doing in said geography, and how I should be what I should be doing to close the transaction. Would you agree, Cliff?
Yeah, I mean it takes a lot of different people, especially when you're remote. You're going to have to depend on a lot of people's advice to be able to get you there. The realtor, I would take their advice with a grain of salt. They're looking to sell something. So a good realtor, great. You want to have them, you need them. But you always realize they may say a property is worth $250 when maybe it's probably closer to $220 or even $210. Just realize that they're looking to sell. Really, one of the best people you can have is your home inspector. Is having a good home inspector who can tell you all the problems with the property. You get somebody like that, and one piece of advice, and man, it happens all the time, especially when people buy homes, is they hire a home inspector. The inspector does their job, and they send them the report back for them to review. I would not do that. What I would ask the home inspector to do is, when he's finished with his inspection, give him a call. Ask him to call you, or you call him at the end so you can talk through what he saw. So, because sometimes pictures, those are great, but it doesn't give you the full context. You want to have that full conversation with your inspector.
That is correct, guys. And also, I will say this as well. Get to know the appraiser as well. Please. Please. Because an appraiser, as Cliff can tell you, because he's a licensed appraiser, their opinion is very subjective. And you can begin to influence that appraiser depending on if he's reasonable at all. For instance, we are refinancing one of our assets in Florida. And this appraiser has been a little bit unreasonable when it comes to the rental comps, because in Florida, depending on what area, you can go have a seasonal rental agreement or an annual. And sometimes you can offer them both. Well, one of the rental comps offers both. He's negating the annual one and just saying, well, I'm just going to say that it's seasonal. Makes no sense at all, because it's offered both, but he's only leaning on just the seasonal side. So we've had to really go outside of the norms of appraisers and go up 10, 20, 30 miles away, because he's using a custom build criteria. Now, Cliff, would you agree with this assessment?
Yeah, I mean, it seems like there's probably not a lot of inventory for him to pull from. Obviously, that's why he's trying to make some adjustments. So I don't know why he would go with seasonal, because that's not when a bank is looking for to be able to finance a property. A lot of time, I mean, they're looking for annual. They're looking at worst case scenario if they have to step in and take over that mortgage. What can they get for it? So a seasonal one's not. Normally, seasonal is going to have a furnished location versus long term is not. So that's a big difference. A bank's not looking at that. So that's a little bit different of an interpretation from what I can
Yeah,
tell.
that's correct. But the good thing about dealing with him, he says he's willing to adjust the annual when if we find him some additional comps. So my realtor's going outside of the city to try to find some. He's willing to take it. Don't make sense to me, but that's what he wants to do. Unfortunately, as you can see, Cliff's his face was like this don't make no sense. It don't make no sense. But again, get to know the appraiser, and I'm glad that Cliff said about a realtor. A realtor is a salesperson or woman. They're a salesperson. Okay, that's what they are. And so make sure that when you get that counsel from them, you ask them worst case scenario questions because they're going to give you sales answers because they're trying to generate a commission. Not saying it's bad, just you have to be more wise in understanding what questions to ask. Would you agree, Cliff?
Absolutely, right. So like the realtors, they're going to most likely when they tell you the value, they're going to pick the comparables. What I would ask them to do is say, "That's great. Can you send me your comparables? But can you also send me all the properties probably within half a mile at least?" Say, I don't pick out the comparables. Just give me a blanket, all houses and half a mile, because they may select comparables that you would go, well, why would you not pick this one, or why wouldn't you pick this one? And so you may have a different interpretation. So it's also good to get two different types. Like I said, what they believe, and then just a blanket half mile list of all the properties in the area.
That is correct, guys. Just some counsel, guys. Also, the title company. Oh God. Uh, make sure you understand the processes of the title company because every title company, no matter what city in, can be different. For instance, in Georgia, you can't close without a law firm. There's no title companies. There's really law firms. That's what they are. And that may be the same discipline in Tennessee as well. In Texas, you close via a title company,
Right.
like a lawyer's title. Now, there's an attorney that works within the title company, but the title company themselves actually are over the closing of the transaction. Understand the processes. Understand the difference between an alta, a settlement statement, a closing disclosure, and a HUD. All four of them are the exact same thing. It's just every state names them differently. They do. And so, but the format of those documents can be different. So make sure you understand how to read the HUD because they're not going to give you the answers. You have to know what questions to actually ask. You agree, Cliff?
Yeah, I mean, you want to find a good title company, and then when you're going out of state, what I would do is, especially if you're starting off and you don't have a lot of experience, and you're in a market that's very tough. We're in Dallas, tough market. You get out here, people are doing 85% minus repairs. That's for real. That's what people are doing out here, which is not good deals. So when you're new, when you're trying to go out of state into one of these other markets, I would pick one market first and then build a team within that market so that you have that title company there so you can keep going back to them and everything becomes repeatable. Then once you understand that system, you can start going to other markets and things, but pick one market. Just find one and start there and then start growing.
That's it, guys. That's it. So it's just understanding what type of counsel you should put around you so that you understand the lay of the land. There's have to be a big team. It just has to be a wise team. And I would also say if you want to go to a remote location, it'll probably be wise to partner with a mentor that can walk you through all of what's going to happen so they can tell you where to go, where not to go, what to look for. I would caution against going to a place very blindly. If you don't know anyone at all, you can always reach out to myself or Cliff to be able to walk through that. Brian Adamson's another guy as well. Also, you can reach out to Jason Hannah's another guy as well. these guys, we can actually assist you there. If that makes some sense. Cliff, you agree?
Yeah, absolutely. That's part of the reason why I put together my course. I'm
Yeah.
actually getting ready to finish it up. Where I'm saying how to find houses in 90 days or less. I'm
Yeah.
implementing it right now. I had several calls this week with some motivated sellers.
Yeah.
And so I'm trying to work on some of those deals now. So it's growing, but that's part of the reason why I'm putting that information out so that you have the knowledge that you need. You follow the same systems I'm using. It's very simple, but it's systematic, and you want to make sure you're doing every step, and that there's some good information in there, that some nuance that may not be obvious to you unless you've done this a couple of times. Because
It's great.
when you've done one or two, you think you know a little bit, but once you've done 10, 15, 20, it's different. You start noticing all the little things. So, man, you also want a mentor who's been through some things.
And I would say this here, guys, honor the mentor's time. Bring him a deal or bring him a problem that he needs that he can actually have some counsel to solve. Just don't come and say, help me. That's just not this, because the next question we're gonna ask is how. So make sure you have the how ironed out so that you can have a fruitful conversation. Okay. If you honor the time of the mentor, just like he needs to honor your time as well by giving you a wise, fruitful answer. That makes sense. You agree, Cliff?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Basically, what you're asking for is not just their time to teach you, but you're asking them to say all the things, all the time you've already spent learning what you
Yeah.
learned. Teach me that too. So you won't
Yes.
have double as much time because you don't want to spend the time on it because they already have. We and Dale, we've already been through it. We've already
Oh
seen it.
yeah. Yeah.
So that's a lot of pain and aggravation that you're asking us to teach you about. So if you're gonna come with it, man, just the entire game is about giving value. It's a value. That's real estate investing. That's all investing. So what value can you bring? Just think about it. What is something that makes you what you have unique? What I try to bring to Dale is, when we working together is having insight into appraising, understanding GC, understand
Yes.
just doing deals myself. So I try to bring additional information. And he knows how to go big. Dale knows how to do some big deals and put together some strategic financing that I don't have as much experience in. So you want to bring some value to the table whenever you go out and try to find a mentor.
Guys, it's iron sharpens iron. That's all it realistically is. Cliff is right. When it comes to deal flow, structure of deals, financing, I'm the one that I had normally offers that type of counsel when it comes to general contracting, cost of goods, scope of work. If you're being screwed over when it comes to pricing, things of that nature, appraising, inspection. That is Cliff. You guys will see videos come out pretty soon of me and Cliff, of us going to Memphis and to Mississippi and to Florida, walking you through what we're doing. There's a reason why Cliff is there. There's a reason why Jason is there. There's a reason why James Case is there. James Case is another guy who's heading up our new construction project in Mississippi and also in Georgia. Who's he reporting to? Cliff. The reason why it's why that's Cliff discipline. That's what he knows. And so just setting up those processes to be able to build. You want a business that actually runs when you're not there. I don't walk in and say, Cliff, run through the scope of work for me today. I already know. Cliff got it. Cliff got it. Because we built that trust. It's a team sport, not a lone ranger sport. We're trying to teach you guys how to go from out of the cash flow quadrant. As you see, you have the E, S, B, and the I. I know a lot of you guys are beginning either as an E, an employee, or S as a self-employed person. We're trying to teach you guys how to go from a self-employed person to a business owner and then to an investor so that you make your money work good for you. That makes some sense. But that's all I have today, Cliff, man. Man, you want to say anything else, man, before we log off, big dog?
Oh man, just to get letting everybody know, man, the rental market is, even though the markets are turbulent, one thing about interest rate rises is that goes with rent increases as well. The rents are crazy. I mean, I'm starting to see some of the properties, man, that rented for 1,500 2-3 years ago going for 2,000.
Wow.
I mean,
Wow.
and also there's been a drop in demand, or I'm sorry, drop in
Mhm.
supply of new construction
Yeah.
and investing in real estate by the big boys. They invested so much before a halt. So
Yeah.
that leaves a lot of opportunity for rentals. Although everybody who wasn't doing rentals before, I mean, great. And once you set up a good rental management system,
Yeah.
I haven't heard from my tenant in going on 7-8 months, but I got 7-8 months worth of checks. I like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. We got to be about that bag, baby. Those two shadows down, baby. Now, Cliff, man, before we get off, man, uh, um, if you could, give people an assessment, man, from an appraisal standpoint, the state of the market, man, because it changes every day, Doc.
So, I mean, basically, the amount of offers on homes have dropped. I'm seeing
Mm,
60%, 60% drop in the amount of offers on homes, and so
wow.
there's just not as much demand driving that because of the interest rate. So, if you could afford a $500,000 house, before the interest rate hikes, that has dropped to a $400,000 house with just the rent, with just the interest increase. That's $100,000 in purchasing power, and they're
Jesus.
still talking about raising them more. I was on the phone today with a couple of different AMCs. Those are management companies. We can go into that a little bit, but talking with them today, they have seen the same thing, around a 60% drop. So
Wow.
demand is going to lower, but
Yeah.
that means good for us as investors because they may only get a couple offers. So when
Yeah.
we strong with our good with the offer, they don't really have many other options. So our offer looks good.
It, exactly, guys. It's anything with a lease component to it when it comes to your investment strategy is brilliant, depending on the area.
Right. Yep.
Depending on the area, I'm not. I mean, I'm not going to invest in an area to where there's a lot of violence. That's just not going to happen. I don't see my return being as what I want it to be, and that's okay. Nothing wrong with that. Now, there's a lot of investors that actually love doing that, and that's fine. That's just not my cup of tea, and that's okay. Um, I would just say pay attention to the market, and
Right.
there's a reason why, guys, on the broadcast that I did yesterday concerning the counter move, which is my new Thursday podcast, guys, understand this. Listen to the words that people are using. The words, okay, the words and what they do. That's
Mhm.
how you understand exactly what's going on. Words have definitions, and then what happens is you begin to see how people's actions come about based on those definitions, which is simple. Now, one last question before we get off, Cliff. And tell baby girl we said thank you. Appreciate you, baby girl. Um, it says, I want to invest. How can I? Well, I guess I'll answer first, and then you can give your 2 cents after that, man. Um, how can you invest? First and foremost, I would say what is the reason? What is your why behind wanting to invest?
Mm.
What's the why? What's the mission component? What's driving you? That why is going to be very important because when times get tough, what's going to happen is this here is that why is going to keep you going. The why is it's going to keep you motivated. The why. Once you understand the why, then I will look at okay, what's your exit strategy? What do
Mhm.
you want to do? Cash flow, or you want to buy flip, or you want to do a combination of both? What do you want to do? I will begin with those two things. Cliff, what do you think, brother?
Yeah. What? Start with the end in mind. What are you trying to accomplish? Why are you doing it, and what are you hoping to accomplish? If you could start investing, if everything went the way you wanted, what would that look like? So you have an idea of what direction you're heading. Because you can take 10,000 steps in the wrong direction, and now you have to make up those 10,000 steps to go in the right direction. So
Mhm.
you got to understand what direction you want to go in. What are you hoping
Yeah,
to? So once you can kind of figure that out, why you're
yeah.
doing what you want to accomplish, everything else kind of starts falling in line.
Gotcha. And what I do, guys, excuse me, is as I'm finishing up, as we finish up our real estate courses, we'll have a section there talking about what is your why and what is your exit strategy, so we can actually help you guys walk through that process of being able to determine what you want. Because a lot of people, what they'll do is they'll see Flip My House, or they'll see Grant Cardone, which is, I love Grant. Grant's a good guy. Or they'll see Robert Kiyosaki, and I love Kiyosaki. I'm kind of a student of Kiyosaki, to be honest with you. They'll look at them and they say, I want to do what they're doing. But there's a mission component behind why they're doing what they're doing. Does that match your mission component? If it does not, you may want to revisit that mission statement. Okay. Remember, you're running a business. Every business has a mission statement. So what is your mission? And what is your go-to-market strategy? Now, these guys want me to go into how to scale and build a business, and that's another conversation. But guys, thank you for your time, guys. Cliff, man, before we go, big dog, man, you want to say anything, Doc?
No, man, that's it. Like I said, every Friday we're gonna come back here, make it do what it do.
Gotcha. And guys, I want to shout out on the Instagram, guys. We're on a plethora of platforms. We're on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram as well, guys. I want to shout out to my guy Mario on Instagram, guys. That's one of the wisest. He's one of the wisest wealth managers that I know. I know three of them. My top three: Deontay Ford, Brandon, and my man Mario. These guys are wise. Mario, what's up with you? And Deontay, what's up with you? And I say it all the time, and I'm gonna keep saying it until Jesus comes back. Move your money out of a bank and into a customized life insurance environment. If you do not, and I mean this with all respect, hear me well, I see you at the auction, and I'll be buying your house. Okay, I mean it with all due respect, guys. But anyways, Cliff, man, tell baby girl we said, hey, baby girl, how you doing? Tell we said, hey, pretty little old thing. Cliff, man, are you sleeping? Are you sleeping, man? Is she sleeping through the night?
No, not yet.
For all those that actually have kids, we know the struggle. We know the struggle, man. But man, Cliff, man, thank you so much for your time, guys. Thank you for honoring us with your time. Y'all been rocking with us, man, for what? It's been about a year. Cliff, had it been about a year?
Man, been at it strong, man. It's the consistency.
Consistency, guys. Thank you for your time, guys. Thank you for your patience in the courses. We just don't want to come out with some dumb stuff. Yeah. We want it to be good and edible so you guys can actually do it. So, guys, thank you for your time. God bless you, man. We'll see you next time. All right, guys. Peace.
Guys, this view here is the city of Memphis. Fun fact, this entire city and cities across the world have been built on credit, borrowed money. This is the power of leverage combined with financial stewardship, a high financial IQ. You get to run things. Again, it's time to read.